Hey there, who's ready to talk about the fourth ingredient in the money-getting recipe to supersize your business? Yesterday and the day before and the day before that and the day before that, we talked about the recipe for money-getting to supersize your business. Money-getting or resource-getting, because bottom line, if we're going to have a business, we need to find a way to exchange what it is we offer people for value. We provide value, we give them something, and in return, they give us something of value. Generally money, but it can be other resources as well. So when I say money getting recipe, think resource getting recipe, whatever resource you may need or want. Think of people that barter. People barter all the time for different activities. I think about when we were building our house and my now ex-husband would trade his time and labor for reduced costs of working with different contractors. We were the general contractor, and with each of the different contractors, the plumber, he didn't help roof, but the siding guys, he helped do just about everything in the house, electrical, I already said plumbing, electrical, plumbing, heating, running conduit, sheetrock, framing. He didn't dig the basement, things like that he didn't really know how to do. He couldn't do, or that he couldn't help do because they were done by equipment. But he did help with a lot of the things in a form of barter to help us get the resources that we needed, meaning saving money by putting forth some effort. So when I say money getting, it's not just money. So don't think of it in terms of such a narrow focus. But we talked about so far the first three ingredients there. First, you have to define a problem that you can solve. Then you have to figure out who needs that solution. Then the third ingredient is inviting people to raise their hand and say, yes, I have that problem. I need that solution. And then what do you do with them? The fourth ingredient is qualifying those people that raise their hand and making sure that they're a fit for you and your business and your company, your products or service. Because there's nothing worse than force-fitting somebody into your solution when it is not right for them. It will get you bad customer reviews. It will get you bad ratings. It'll get you dissatisfied customers who tell everyone. I don't know about you, but when I have a bad experience with a company, and it doesn't happen very often, but when I do, I tell a lot of people. I might even go on social media and tell some people. I've been known to do that before when a company about a year ago really irritated me in their quality and customer service department. Because quality, 25 years I was a quality executive. And so if you are bad in quality or customer service, number one, I'll tell you, and I did tell them and try to work it out with them, and they basically did nothing. And that's when I went to other ways of saying, hey, people, you need to know about this. You need to be aware of this. Anyway, off topic. But you got to qualify people so that it is a fit, so that you're working with the right people. How do you do that? What the heck do I mean by qualifying people? So you set up a funnel or a website or a phone call, or you've run an ad and people are coming to you and wanting to do business with you. Do you say yes to everybody? No, don't say yes to everybody. Stop in your tracks. If you say yes to everybody, you're asking for problems. Now, it depends. If I'm selling socks to someone, retail socks, they come into my retail business and I'm selling them socks, I can sell socks to anybody that comes into my business. There's no real qualification process except they come in, they pick out a pair of socks they like, they pay money, right? If they have the money to buy the socks, then they're qualified. So that's a low touch, low involvement type of qualifying situation for a customer. However, in my coaching business, I help both individuals to grow and supersize their business, and I help businesses to grow and supersize their business. The more time that I am personally spending with an individual or an organization, the bigger and the more important the qualification process to make sure that they and I are a good fit. If the more of my time I'm spending with somebody on something, the better the fit has to be. Now, how do I qualify people? We qualify people simply by asking questions. All we have to do is ask questions. And what we need to know is, do they need what we have? Is it a good fit? When do they want it? When do they expect a solution? What are their expectations? Because sometimes we totally can help somebody, but they have such unrealistic expectations, it would be stupid for us to work with them. Have you ever done that? Have you ever tried to make it fit with a customer or client? I know I'm guilty of that. And pretty much everyone I've ever known or worked with has had a customer that they've worked with that they didn't know when they decided to work with them, or maybe they did, But after the fact, or in the middle of the of the bad experience and process, they thought, oh my God, why am I working with this person? I did that with a business partner. I did that with a spouse. we all do that. But if you ask questions, if you ask qualifying questions up front, you can avoid a lot of that pain and suffering, because sometimes it's pain and suffering. Sometimes not so much, but other times it's very painful. And then, can they pay you for it? Can they, or do they have an exchange of value that makes it worthwhile for you to help and work and give that person your solution? Again, if I'm selling socks and they're $9 a pair, if somebody has $9, I'll sell them my socks. How dissatisfied are they going to be with a pair of socks? And if they are, they can bring the socks back and I'll give them another pair, right? That's what I used to do with ravioli. If for some reason somebody didn't like or have a problem, and I'm really proud to say we only ever had one customer complaint in 35 years, and that was because they didn't like meat. They accidentally bought the meat ravioli instead of just cheese, and they didn't like meat. They weren't meat eaters. They were vegetarians. And I'm like, okay, well, it says clearly on the package, ravioli, cheese, and meat. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. We made them happy. We gave them some cheese products. They loved it, and they were one of our best customers going forward for like over a decade. So you never know. But I didn't have to qualify people very much for ravioli. They came in, and if to a store where our ravioli was for sale, if we demoed it and they liked it, if they tried it, they would buy it. And people liked it because a lot of times we did give them a chance to try it. So in that instance, the demos were a qualifying question or a qualifying process. Hey, you try this, you like it, then you buy it. You don't buy it and then get it and say, oh, I don't like this. The pasta's too thick, or the cheese is too cheesy. The cheese is too chewy, or whatever people might come up with. But you do this by asking questions. Now, my favorite way, and you can see this on actually my pajamagrandma.com website has my application. So if you want to see an example of a qualifying question application funnel, you can go there and check it out. It's free to check out. Just go look. You don't have to fill it out. You don't have to do it, but you can see what kind of questions I ask and the qualifying questions I ask. And again, the more time I'm going to spend with you, like for my inner circle, you're going to answer several questions before I even get on the phone with you to have a qualifying question conversation. Because if I'm working with you one-on-one, we're having a conversation. We're probably getting on a Zoom call or a Facebook call, and we're going to look at each other and talk to each other so I can get to know you and make sure that it's a good fit. But my favorite way to do the qualifying questions, if it's a more, if it's a higher dollar product that I'm selling, or if it's coaching or personal time and energy I'm putting into something, then I'm going to ask more questions. That's it. How do you qualify people? Ask them questions. Again, do they need it? When do they need it? Can they afford it? Can they get it? Can they buy it? And most important, be honest with yourselves and be honest with them. Is it the right solution for them? I am totally upfront. If I'm talking to somebody and I know it's just not quite the right fit, or I know they're not ready to grow and supersize their business, they don't even have the basic idea of what they want to sell, who they want to sell it to, what problems they can solve, this process we're going through right now. If they don't know this process, most of this recipe, I am going to probably send them to someone else who can help them with whatever stage or step they're missing from this basic process. Now, I do help and work people through this basic process as well, this recipe, but I also go to the whole next level. So I might refer them to a course or to another coach or somebody that can help them with the exact ingredient they need. I don't want them working with me until they're ready. It'll just frustrate us both, right? So qualify them. That's it for today. That is today's fourth ingredient to the money-getting recipe. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about one of my favorite ingredients in the recipe, and it's actually the final ingredient, and you put all of these things together, and you have the money-getting recipe at your fingertips and at your disposal. That's it. Go out, make it a fabulous day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.